Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your July 2020 forecast, your zodiac wheel reading. Just focus for you Capricorns. Invite Great Spirit, angels, divine light and guides to join me in this reading for Capricorn, for Capricorn's highest good and for the good of all concerned. What message is there for Capricorn? So first up, you got the Hangman. Being in limbo a bit, waiting, patience, sacrifice, willing sacrifices. Stability here with the Four of Wands. Bit of tension with the Five of Swords in communication. Again, a card of waiting. There's a lot of patience involved with this. Searching for something better. Not that you're ungrateful for what you've got, you just would like to be in a better position than where you are now, Capricorn. And it also could be, because it's in that area of the fifth house, it could be related to children as well. Maybe you've got some older children that are actually finally leaving home, and there's a bit of sadness involved with that. But you're not losing them. They're just, moving on to higher ground. Now here you've got the Princess of Pentacles, so the Page of Pentacles. So news about business, finances, work, job, counting your pennies. Very methodical and practical is the Page of Pentacles. Judgment's right. You're also seeing the light. Three of Swords. There is a little bit of a... I'm hearing, be careful of the words or hurtful words being spoken. Words can cut like a knife. So you're ready for a change. You want everything to change now. You've got the Death card there, the end of the old, the beginning of the new. So I feel like this is letting you know you're ready to be done with the arguing, the fighting, the stress and turmoil, nasty words. I really feel that there's somebody that's saying something that's, cutting like a knife. You're ready for that to end. You want to sail out of trouble with the Six of Swords. Ready to get to a better place. Which this is also showing, wanting to go to a higher ground. Frustration with the Eight of Swords, restrictions with the Eight of Swords. So feeling like you're not being able to get on with life freely the way you want to. You're under some sort of restriction, Capricorn. And the Five of Pentacles. It's always darkest before the dawn. So this looks like there is something heavy weighing on you. You're really feeling the impact of it here, is what I'm being shown with the cards, Capricorn. And it's not as bad as it seems. The Hangman here is in limbo. He's not fighting the situation. He's there, he's observing it. He's made a willing sacrifice. Okay, that's the Hangman energy. Message there with that. Now, Capricorn, there's a lot going on here in July in Capricorn. There's been a lot going on for Capricorn astrologically for quite a while. But in July, we've got the full moon on the 5th of July in Capricorn. A lunar eclipse on the 5th of July in Capricorn. Now the lunar eclipse is at 2:45 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So it could be the 4th or the 5th or the 6th of July, depending on where you are on the planet. But here in Australia, it's on the 5th of July in the afternoon at 2:44. So along with that, in this first house of Capricorn is the stellium of the Moon, Jupiter, Saturn and Pluto, all in Capricorn here on the 5th of July, 4th, 5th, 6th of July. So it's a good time for you to take care of what you can control and let go of what you can't. Okay, because there is a bit of stormy weather around, and this also does, for me, indicate weather. And stormy weather for the emotions and stormy weather in general. So there's a weather bulletin, if you like, in your spread. So now when there's a stormy weather being indicated, for the Capricorn energy, it usually is the higher ups. So politicians and CEOs, that kind of thing. So we could see any governments that are failing in their governing being exposed, which could lead to resignations, that kind of thing. So maybe Capricorn, on a personal level, you may be feeling that yourself in your own life. You may feel that you have to really, weigh things up and, make some sacrifices. Okay? Because Capricorn does like to be the boss. Okay, and having so much going on here in this area of how you see the world and how you present to the world, it's also one of really getting a deeper understanding while you're in limbo and you're waiting for things to unfold. A deeper understanding of others, of relationships in your life, business or intimate. There's definitely a enlightenment with that, having a light shone on the relationship area, the partnership area, friendships and even enemies. So someone who hasn't had your best interests may be exposed, but this is going to be a relief for you if that is the case. And you will be contemplating more appropriate boundaries where relationships are concerned. So your personal needs are shifting and evolving. Okay? It can bring up past memories of relationship patterns that may be helpful with you not repeating the same mistakes, because your identity and your personality is being emphasized and illuminated here with this stellium and lunar eclipse and full moon in Capricorn. So it's lights on you. So that may also be a good reason why you're not making any moves, really. You're just staying put. Being very conscious of your next move is what they're showing me here. Now, with Pluto retrograde in this area as well, it's about transforming that leadership quality that Capricorns have, because as I said, they like to be the boss and constantly challenging yourself. You have that powerful personality, and you do like to see change in the world. And there's, with this being in your first house, there's a high possibility that you will see some reshuffling to do with governments around the world, depending on where you are in the world, and the transformation of old structures into newer, more enduring ones. And that's also applicable to your own personal physical being. So really looking after that part of yourself, your mental health and your physical health. Really, you know, getting in tune with that. So you also could find that through this period of waiting that it helps you to really adjust, to make some adjustments in your social life so that you can keep it that way. Because people's values are changing along with your own values, and the old way of looking at life has changed. So it's fine if you don't want to change, but stubbornly standing in the way of progress could backfire on you, Capricorn. So this is letting you know that you want to reach that new level of understanding. Start new activities, meet like-minded people. That's the polar opposite energies playing out there. And you've also got Saturn, which is about restriction and rearranging your priorities and your time. And you could find that you're withdrawing again. You're sort of pulling up and stopping again if you've made moves to go forward. So then here with the Four of Wands, this is showing stability in your resources and your self-worth and how you use your integrity, really. But the Four of Wands is about stability. It's about building on that area of your life. So your ability to be resourceful. And it's about home as well. So there'll be a lot of your focus will be on building in your home, or doing things around your home to make it more comfortable and more secure, which is lovely. Now, the axis between the 2nd and the 8th house, the polar opposite, has you evolving a deeper understanding of your own self-worth, as opposed to the values adopted through learned responses. So this can also indicate this is where you want to go, this is where you want to be in this stable, happy home environment. That's what you're working towards, and there's others in the outside influences that are wanting to, you know, throw a spanner in the works for that. Okay, so you need to focus on your own personal integrity while staying involved with the values and substances of others. And it is definitely to do with money, values, material worth. A fundamental change is occurring over time as you alter your perspective on your investment of your time, your money, your dependence, your independence. So reviving your approach to material and financial resources and how you're handling them. Okay? But this is showing me that you've got a lot of stability there. So then that brings you to this issue of how you're communicating. I think maybe that needs to change. This is showing me that it's caused some sort of upset or anxiety for you. So you can fall short if you're coming from a place of superficial opinions. Okay? So this is the communication house, so you could have confrontation of opinions and truths. This will ultimately force you to re-examine in a great depth how to blend the diverse opinions of others with your own. And with Neptune retrograde here, there may be some confusion or untruths that you will be discovering. Okay? Because this is about communication. This is siblings, your local area, neighbourhood, short distance travel, mode of transport. So there could be some issues over transport, how you're going to get to work and all of that sort of thing. So see what evolves for you. But the Neptune energy is of illusion, and it dissolves our illusion of what we thought it was and replaces it with a new truths being exposed, I guess you could say. Because the Neptune does have that truth and lies connected to it. So just be careful that someone isn't trying to pull the wool over your eyes, Capricorn. Because you can be a very trusting soul. And make sure you're coming from a place of integrity as well, otherwise it will backfire on you. Now here, again, time of waiting, but this is also a wish being fulfilled, wishing on a star there. Ships coming in your home. So you're feeling the most content in your home and family life. Your home, working on your home, building on your, or adding something extra to the home, and working towards that. And this is, you know, a safe place to sit and wait while you wait for your ship to come in. Now, it also threatening your sense of security. And it is the axis of the polarity between what is truly secure and what is superficial security. And there's also that element of slow process of integrating your security needs into your life and discarding any false buffers along the way. Because there is signs in your cards of disruption and perplexities. But never fear, there is more fundamental themes recreating a more balanced inner world and outer world. And Mars in Aries is here in this area of your home and family, parents, hometown, your country that you live in. So Aries is the pioneer, Mars is the god of war. So you can see how there's a lot of igniting energy there that can propel you forward, and with a passion. But there's a need for you to be flexible and to be patient. The Three of Wands is letting you know, be patient. July is about navigating through the new normal. No use getting upset with it. We've just got to find our feet through it. Okay? So the Mars energy is masculine. Mars in Aries is masculine. It's ramping up your sex drive as well. So you may find a strong attraction there with somebody. Or at least be willing to take an interest in that side of your life a bit more, and you can get a lot accomplished with Mars in Aries around the home and to do with family. Now, as I said with this, it's in the area of children. You may have children that are growing up and wanting to move away from home, but all is not lost. They're just, going to the next level of their evolution. So this is a card of letting you know that you're not losing out here, even though there may be a need for time where you have to let go of somebody for a time, but the cups and love is still there, and the bond that you hold with that person is still there. So it's involving your matters of the heart, relationships with children. It's also the area of your chart where Uranus is transiting through that 5th house. So it's pursuing new ways as well, and original and creative ideas and projects. And you could find that some may see you as being eccentric with unconventional hobbies or creative pursuits, and your children too could also be very original and unconventional in that way. So there's a bit of a surprise element to do with the Uranus energy. Expect the unexpected. Now here you've got a message about work or a job, counting your pennies, and you've really built up a good little stack there, full to the brim of all your pennies. So this is a good sign if you're looking for moving career or changing jobs, even being acknowledged, possible promotion there. Bit of a pat on the back, I feel, but there's good news coming your way to do with finance, the financial side. Seeing the light and being enlightened here in relationships. So you're seeing somebody in their true light. And with the area of partnerships and relationships, intimate or business, being illuminated, and it also is illuminated, isn't it, there? Because you've got the new moon in Capricorn shining and highlighting that partnership area on the 20th of July. So there's transformation happening there. So in relationships, it's really going to be a case of how much effort you're willing to put in, and analysing the relationship at a really deep level, and making sure that you're maintaining appropriate boundaries with anyone that isn't really behaving appropriately towards you, or you may be put on the fence by somebody else who feels that, you know, your way isn't appropriate for them, because it can work one way or the other. So relationships are really being highlighted here. You may need to rethink things, because you've got also not only the new moon in the 7th house, you've also got Mercury retrograde in the 7th house of partnerships and relationships. Can be business, can be marriage, or a committed relationship. It's long-term associations are highlighted here, and open enemies. And it's also the relationship between your soul and your personality, conscious and unconscious. Now, you enjoy being in a warm, caring relationship, and you like to take care of your partner, and you like your partner to take care of you. So is there something that you've had to really look at again, go over, check things through? That feeling side of you is being activated also with Mercury retrograde, as well as the moon in Cancer. Relationships with mother and child, or that nurturer, whoever the nurturer is in the relationship. So Mercury goes direct on the 12th of July. So once it moves direct, you will get the information that you've been waiting for, because I do feel there is that period of waiting. So you after the 12th of July, things could actually move forward from there, especially with Mars being in Aries, and that drive and zest for life coming back. Okay, so just be aware that with this retrograde of Mercury in Cancer, that it can bring back buried memories of relationship patterns, and it can manifest actively through current relationships. So just be aware of that, whether it's you or the person that you're dealing with. There is that underlying feeling of something from the past is going to raise its head and need to be sorted out. And it could bring that stormy weather that this card is indicating. So there is that feeling of loss and emotional sadness. here. Now it's in the area of other people's money, joint finances, joint projects, anything you share with somebody. It's about the support that you receive from others. And it's in the area of the 8th house, the house of regeneration, legal matters, transformation, other people's resources, sexuality, death, battles, transmutation. So there's something very significant happening in that area for you, and you really are feeling it. And it will mark the end of a difficult situation. And it'll open up a new era for you, with that death card being here in the area of long distance travel, foreign cultures. It's even the Akashic Records area, and where you are on the journey along your path, the philosophy of that, academic subjects. Law, religion, publishing, all of that is all encompassed here in the 9th house area for you, Capricorn. So I feel that there's big changes here through July. There's a shift that's been due and it's coming. So it's not that it's foreign energy for you either, because you have had to deal with this kind of energy for the last few years. You know, you're probably not really going to really ever feel like the same person again. Of course you are, but the fundamental monumental shift that's taking place for Capricorns is really rearranging their life, and it does cause, you know, a bit of discomfort and uncertainty along the way, which can put us into fear mode as well. So I'll just ask for divine direction with this for you. There we go. It's just wait. So you go wait, and then again wait. Take time to think on the matters at hand. Don't be tempted to rush. Wow. So even though that Mars in Aries is going to want you to, you know, rush right in, this is letting you know, just try and hold that back. Use that Mars in Aries energy to get your physical fitness strong, and you know, use it for your endurance to get and do some work around the house, because the Mars energy really likes, you know, hammers and tools of metal and things like that. So do that kind of thing while you're waiting, while you're being patient. Okay? Now, the good news here is that you've got the 6 of Swords up there in the career, your profession, zenith of the wheel. And the 6 of Swords is about sailing out of trouble and sailing into calmer waters. So you may have to get these things sorted here through July, but you're certainly going to be in a better position. And even may find yourself committing yourself to your career in that new position, or in that better position. So that could be what this message is all about. There's some sort of recognition or acknowledgement coming for you. So I do like that. It means the worst is behind you. Even though some of the emotions and feelings associated with it it could be something from the past, is coming back up again. So in a sense, you're feeling like you have to deal with it because you've got to let go of something that you love. But it doesn't mean that the love isn't there. You've got good news coming. Your judgment is correct. Know when to wait, know when to push forward. And here you've got some restrictions around friendships, not being able to maybe spend as much time socializing as what you would like. The Eight of Swords is about frustration, being restricted, held back, blocked. And that's to do with your friendship, your social life, your hopes and fears, and your manifestation area. So try to make sure that you're not coming from a place of fear, because you don't want to be manifesting those fears. You want to use your affirmations. What you think is what you get, remember. So be careful of how you're thinking. Be aware. Now, okay, so this is divine direction, is the message of create. Unlock your creative side with dance, music, art or writing, and expressing yourself. So that message is saying give yourself a break. Stop thinking so much. You're overthinking, I think, Capricorn. Or you're associating with people that are overthinking. You know, they need to write it down. They need to write their memoirs. Need to listen to more music. Find a way to be able to dance and express yourself like that. Get some of that good vibe energy back into your life is what I'm getting from that. Now here, what is hidden from you is in the 12th house, which is your subconscious, what you're not aware of. So it's also about your spiritual quest. So you may actually find that you will be encountering teachers or gurus on this path, especially when you're feeling this dark night of the soul, as this card is known. The dark night of the soul is when you are trying to reach out, but it seems that there's nobody available. So if you find yourself trying to reach out and you can't get through for some reason to the usual people, it's time to reach out in another way. Go and find yourself a ashram, for example. Yeah, I know that may sound silly, but it's a new experience that will stimulate that need for excitement, especially with that Mars in Aries. It's a need for excitement. And you've been in limbo and waiting and so patient, so you do deserve a bit of excitement. But with the dark night of the soul, it's the other message with this card is it's always darkest before the dawn. So, and you know, there may be those of you that need to just have a good cry. There's nothing wrong with shedding some tears if you're just feeling the pressure, you know, because you are sort of dealing with some difficulties here. And I do feel that not all of it is about your own inner world. There seems to be something affecting you because of how other people are being outer world. So this time of soul searching is really going to give you a moment of clarity, especially with this Judgment card being in your spread. It's like you will see the light. You're going to see your way clear through any of these concerns that have been bothering you. Now, you've got the South Node in the 12th house in Sagittarius. So, you know, you do desire to let go and escape into a fantasy world. And that isn't necessarily a bad thing to do. Daydreaming in your fantasy world can lead to productive outcomes, and it is inevitable that you will find the greater wisdom, and discover that the greater wisdom comes from you, Capricorn. Okay, so hone your focus, develop your ability to focus on kind thoughts, kind self-talk. Create, dance, write, paint. Express yourself in a healthy, creative way. Speak from the higher mind. Expand your consciousness. Give yourself time to think about the big picture. And by doing that, you will be able to guide and teach others. So I'll just focus here for the confirmation card for you, Capricorn, for July. And what is the message? And it's the Emperor. Number 4 is significant for you, Capricorn. And it's the mouse medicine. So structure and organisation are important right now. That's what you're doing here with that 4 of Wands. Getting you structured, getting organised, rebuilding, fixing things, using hammers and screws and all drills and all that sort of stuff. So structure and organisation are important right now. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role, as you have much wisdom to offer. I do feel there's something happening there with that leadership. You're going to get some good news. Okay, so now I'll just ask for your guardian angel that you can work with and turn to for protection and help through July. Okay, you've got 2. So you've got a little bit of extra help coming your way in that regard. You're never alone. The Angel of Happiness, number 15. So even though you've got to sort out some of these uncomfortable issues, it ultimately is going to bring you happiness, because you're going to be able to focus on keeping yourself structured and organised, and that really helps Capricorn to keep moving forward. And you've got your patience and you're waiting, and you're not really trying to push too hard against the flow of the river. So the Angel of Happiness is there for you to ask for guidance and help. And the angels often send their messages through music, through finding feathers, and even a penny or a dime or something that you may find it's all the way that the angels let you know that you're on the right path. Now, your other angel is the angel of grounding. So this is letting you know to get outside and don't, stay too much enclosed, cut off from the world. Get your bare feet, walk on the grass, walk in the sand, paddle down at the beach. Enjoy the invigoration that nature can give you, and the number 14 is a significant number for you there, Capricorn. So thank you, Capricorn, for joining me. Sending you loving light, peace, and many blessings. Namaste.